Let me ask you something honest. Why do you assume people ignore you because you are not loud enough or because your words are not powerful enough? Most of the time, it is not about volume. It is about perception. People listen to the person they believe carries clarity and confidence, not the one who talks the most. If you feel unheard, pause and look inward. Are you speaking with certainty, or are you speaking while doubting yourself? The discomfort you feel right now is a signal that your communication starts before your mouth opens. It begins with how you see yourself. When your identity shifts from trying to impress to owning your voice, attention follows naturally. Stop blaming others for not listening and ask what energy you bring into every conversation. That reflection alone changes everything. Choose awareness over ego and watch your influence grow in silence. Today, consciously, you probably think people ignore you because your ideas are not strong enough or because you are not speaking loud enough. But the deeper truth is that attention shifts toward those who make others feel understood. When your focus is on proving how smart you are, every sentence becomes a performance. People can sense that energy. They listen politely, but they do not truly engage. Now compare that with someone who pauses, asks questions, and actually absorbs what others are saying. That person feels safe to listen to, and naturally others respond with the same respect. Think about conversations where you were more concerned with defending your point instead of understanding the other side, or meetings where you waited for your turn to speak instead of trying to grasp the room's perspective. In social situations, the moment you shift from impressing to understanding, influence grows quietly but powerfully. Authority is not about dominating words. It is about empathy leading the exchange. When you speak fast because you feel pressure to prove yourself, people unconsciously interpret that energy as uncertainty. Have you ever noticed how confident individuals pause before responding? They give their words space to breathe. Speaking slower is not about pretending to be powerful. It is about thinking clearly before you release your thoughts. That small shift changes how your message lands. When you rush, your ideas feel reactive. When you slow down, your presence feels intentional. Authority begins in that control. Now look at your emotional reactions. In moments of disagreement or criticism, do you defend immediately or do you regulate first? The moment you react impulsively, attention shifts away from your message and toward your emotion. People stop listening to the content and start observing your response. Real strength shows when you stay grounded under pressure. If you master your pace and your reactions, your confidence becomes visible without forcing it. Control the energy inside, and others will naturally respect the voice they hear. People rarely open up to someone who immediately redirects the conversation back to themselves. They feel safe when they sense that their words actually matter. That is why reflecting back what someone says can completely change how they experience you. When a person shares frustration and you respond with, "So what I'm hearing is that you felt ignored in that situation," something shifts. They recognize themselves in your response. That simple mirror creates validation without agreement or disagreement. It builds trust because it shows presence. Think about the last conversation where you felt truly heard. The other person probably summarized your thoughts before adding their perspective. That moment created connection. Now pair that with intention in your own speech. Every word you speak should carry purpose instead of filling silence. Imagine saying less but meaning more. Instead of talking to impress or entertain, ask yourself why you are speaking at all. Clear intent removes confusion and strengthens authority. When people feel understood and experience deliberate communication, they naturally lean in and listen. Have you ever noticed how the more someone explains, justifies, and defends their position, the less authority their words seem to carry? Over-explaining often comes from a place of insecurity, from the desire to make sure everyone agrees or understands before we even stand firm in our statement. But strong communicators do something different. They say what needs to be said clearly, calmly, and then allow silence to reinforce the message.